I'm going down to the drugstore, buy a big old skeiny yarn. I'm gonna knit me a kitten, even if you don't give a darn.
Good afternoon. Take 2 of episode 153 of the We Are Yarn podcast. My name's Amanda. I'm going to be your host today. We are not in my craft room as per the usual. We are in my bedroom today because the almost 2-year-old, how did that happen, is taking a nap, and I'm not going to mess with that. My craft room is directly across the hall from him. I don't want to get overexcited and then accidentally wake him up. So I'm going to be right here. I am drinking water today because I've had entirely too much caffeine today. Can you tell by how fast I'm talking? Like, if you usually watch me on 2 time, good luck today. I do want to say, I'm sorry for neglecting to get the episode 152 up on iTunes and the website in a timely manner. I did go ahead, I realized I had not done that when I was sitting down to pull names for the Procrastinate Along, and so I went ahead and did that before I sat down to record. So maybe you can watch that today, which is Sunday, the 3rd of September, 2017. And then watch the next one, this one, on Labor Day. So if you're in the United States, I hope you have a very lovely Labor Day. If you're off, me and my husband are both off. Oh my gosh, we're never, I feel like we're never off on minor holidays together, so I'm super stoked. And I'm looking forward to a really great day. I may try to talk him into grilling hamburgers, but I haven't discussed that with him. Anyway, you're here for knitting. Let's talk about some knitting. First, let's talk about winners for the Procrastinate Along. The Procrastinate Along, if you weren't aware, just real quick, was to knit or otherwise craft things that you tend to procrastinate. And I'll show you mine here in a moment. We had 23 lovely finished projects, and I want to thank all of you who participated. It did kick me in the butt to get some stuff done, and I really appreciate that. So I did go ahead and sit down with the random number generator off screen so that you didn't have to wait through all of that. So the first two prizes for that were lovingly donated by Knitical Therapy, Knitical Therapy, who has a new YouTube channel that you should check out. She's lovely. So she donated 2 patterns, and I believe she had a $7 or $8 limit on it. I'm sorry, I didn't write that down, and I don't recall because I'm a horrible hostess right now. But please, winners of the patterns, get in touch with her. Those were entry number 23, and that was Mystery Sewer, Sandy. So thank you so much, Sandy. Sandy, I think by far had the most projects entered. Looks like she seems to procrastinate some donation, charity knitting, which, let me tell you, I'm really bad at that. So, unfortunately, all of her lovely donation things did not kick me in the bum to actually do any. But I had other things on my plate. But please get in touch with Knitical Therapy. Also, Lou Gus 9, whose name I don't know, but it could be Lou or Gus from Tennessee, was number 16. And you won a pattern too. So you two lovely people, please get in touch with Knitical Therapy. I'll go ahead and hot link you guys in the show notes on Ravelry and also Knitical Therapy so you guys can connect. Finally, for the grand prize, the Knitter's Pride, not Knitpicks, Knitter's Pride knit blockers. Yeah. That is Linda, L-M-E-C-O-L-L, Elmecol, Elmecol, Linda. Thank you so much for participating. You will be receiving these in the mail as soon as you get me your address. So that was super fun. Guys, so procrastinating, right? One thing I procrastinated, casting on my summer sweater. Every year I procrastinate casting on summer sweaters. I finished it. Check this out. See this action right here? This little top, which is kind of needing some blocking, I think. There's something going on with this. I didn't block it. Like, I literally, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw me post that I was going to cast off or bind off. I know both is correct. And then lock down that thread and do the business and record. So here it is. And I will enter right here a video of me turning around in a circle, showing off the loveliness, which is my sweater. This is the Morning Mist, and I don't have anything written down about it because, again, I'm a really, really horrible podcaster today. This is the Morning Mist out of Deep Stash. This is You Cool I bought at Tuesday Morning in 2010. I've been knitting since 2008. That's how deep stash it is. I wanted it to grow up to be a shawl that I chose immediately after buying the yarn, and the pattern and yarn sat in my queue for this long, and I finally was like, I don't want to make that shawl anymore. I don't. So now it is this amazing tee, and it was really interesting construction. Guys, the lace back. The lace, after talking to people at Knit Group, because this sweater was made by many people at my local yarn shop. It took off like wildfire. And after talking to some people at my Knit Group, the lace panel on the back, that lace is pretty difficult. So if you do want to attempt this sweater, please know if you're not a really proficient lace knitter, the lace can be difficult. But there was someone I saw who, instead of doing it the way it's written, instead of reading the chart from right to left and then left to right and right to left, she put a purl back row in there, so she read it from right to left and then purled back, and then row 2 she read from right to left. And the lace is still lovely. It's different, but it's still lovely. So I'm going to throw that out there as a possibility for you to just, and honestly, any panel could be inserted there, any lace, as long as you block it out to the dimensions called for. You could do even a cable pattern if you're a cable person instead of a lace person. Or you could just do a big swath of garter, block that bad boy out to the dimensions, and go to town. I don't know, I'm trying to give you options if you are moved by this finished object of mine, but you don't want to knit that lace. Also, she has you cast on provisionally, and she wants you to knit your lace panel this direction from the center and then go back and pick up those provisional stitches and knit back the other direction. I didn't do that. I just cast on and went until it was the length it needed to be. And that worked out for me because I was not in the mood to do all that provisional cast on business when I started, and I'm perfectly happy with it. So, in fact, that panel is on my back. I can't see it. So, you know, If you're so picky that you're looking that close at my knitting and you realize I didn't do that professional cast on and you judge me for it, judge all day. This sweater fits amazingly. The yarn is fabulous. I don't know why they had to discontinue it, but it's great. I think I'm gonna maybe pin it out and do a steam block because it's perfect as it is. I'm not gonna bother throwing it in water. So the Procrastinate Along kind of kicked me into gear, and funny enough, yesterday, the second, I think our high was like 72 or something. So, yay, finished my summer top just in time for fall to get here. Yay! But also for the Procrastinate Along, I did not finish it, but I did at least get it started. You know, I want to knit through this book for my son, Knitted Dinosaurs. The more I work through these, the less I actually want to knit all of these. I have decided that I really prefer crocheting stuffies, so this may actually be the last dinosaur that I knit out of this. We'll see though. I'm doing this Triceratops for him. Knitted Dinosaurs by Tina Barrett is the book. And I went into, this is not my deep stash, but it was someone else's deep stash that I inherited. This lovely red acrylic, which I later read the little thing. This is, this is ancient yarn, guys. Yarns Brunswick Fore and Aft Sport. So I was supposed to be using a worsted weight, and then later on I was like, oh, this is sport. That's okay. Guess who doesn't care? This girl. But, so one of the things that I don't like about this book, to be very honest, is that she wants you to knit everything flat and seam it, and I'm not interested in that. That's one of the reasons I think I like crocheting my stuffies, because you can just, it's easy to do in the round. You're not having to fiddle with DPNs or magic loop or anything like that. You just, yeah. So, but here's the body. My body is finished. That's going to be the head. I did knit flat for a little bit so that I have a hole to stuff him with. This will be his little body. This will be his little tail. And I finished that. So now I have to do his legs and his little thing and the little horns. You know, last year I was not able to finish his dinosaur by his birthday. His birthday is in 21 days. It's questionable if I'll finish this one by his birthday too, but guess what? He's still so young, he won't notice. But I have some blue in that same brand to do the little, let's see, you can see him right there. You see how he has some blue bits. So that blue will be his blue bits. And then I found some of this in that same woman's stash. That's Old School Softy. And that'll be his little horns. He has 3. So I'm really excited though about that. I got that going, and probably gonna be the last dinosaur I knit out of that book, unfortunately. So yeah. All right, let's move on to our next knit along, which is the Fading into Fall, and that's going to be any pattern, any of those fade patterns by, again, I didn't write it down because I'm a horrible podcaster. All the information will be linked in the show notes for this. So any of the fade patterns, find your fade, So Faded, What the Fade, Free Fade, Fade, Free Your Fade. But any of those patterns, whips are welcome. I'm doing this in conjunction with Caffeinated Crafting, Caffeinated Gert, and Sassy Pants Knitter, who is Silly Fruit. So The So Faded is the sweater. I believe the other two ladies are doing the Find Your Fade shawl. But, you know, I'm coming down off of, I'm on the slide down the hill on the Starting Point wrap from Joji Locatelli. Huge shawl. I don't want to knit another huge shawl right now. I don't wear my shawls very much. I'm not interested in doing that. So what I am interested in is a fingering weight sweater. So I'm running out of ink. Please forgive me. There's a cropped version or a full-length, full-sleeve version. And it's a raglan top-down style business. My color number 1 is this. This is camo from Fiber Charmer, who I do not believe is dying anymore. And I've pulled out my needles. I'm just going to dive in willy-nilly without actually swatching. I didn't swatch for this. It ended up great. I'm just going with it. So that is what's happening there. And I'm probably, I don't know, I'm thinking about casting that on today. It may happen tomorrow. The one thing that's happened that's out of the ordinary for me is I have actually read through the first parts of the pattern. I don't ever do that. I don't ever read ahead. I don't know. I don't. And I wanted to show you my spinning. I left it in the hallway though. So let me kick the cat off my lap and go get my spinning. Alright, so I'm back. I have started going back to Spinning Guild, the Tennessee Valley Hand Weavers Guild, Hand Spinners Guild, and it's been good. It's gotten me back at my wheel some, and I'm really grateful for that. So I have started this sweater spin. Why? I never finished that last one, you know, the purple one, that I was going to ply the 3 together and then hopefully have enough for a sweater. I had the 2 that I spun and I was going to spin the commercial, but now I want to do some sample plying. I haven't done my sample plying, so I haven't plied, but I need to get on that, but I haven't. I'm just starting another sweater spin because that's what you do, right? I had 2 braids. I started with this one. This is O Loops Garden Magic Polworth. And what I did is, because I'm going to ply this one with another braid, and my goal is to get it really fine so that I can make, my goal is fingering weight 2-ply, and I want to knit the Japan sleeves by Joji Locatelli. I have some black alpaca that I'm gonna spin for the contrast, the dark contrast, and then I'm probably just gonna use a white commercial for the lace detail. But so the Garden Magic, I split down into a whole bunch of little nests. I ended up with 7 little nests, and this is one and some of those little nests already spun up. I'm hoping that I split it down far enough that once I spin these together, once I've knit it into the sweater, it'll just read as a neutral, as opposed to, you know, when you're up close, maybe notice all the colors. It'll make the knitting very interesting, but from a distance, it'll just look like, you know, gray and black, bluish gray and black. We'll see. Now let me tell you, what's also possible is I'll get done spinning these 2 braids, ply them, and lose my steam, in which case I will buy a coordinating fingering weight and just only have that one bit be hand spun. You never know. But yeah, this is a really lovely, lovely fiber, beautiful prep. I love the colors in it. It's going to be nice. And that's all I have. I'm actually kind of on my usual time limit for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I hope you have an amazing Labor Day. And congratulations to the winners of the knit along. If you're going to jump into the fading into fall along, I'm excited to have you playing along, and I wish you luck. Yeah, I have not chosen a prize for that yet. It's probably going to go through the end of October, 1st of November, so you have plenty of time. And I have plenty of time to dig up a prize. But yeah, until next time, guys, have a great week, 2 weeks, however long it takes me to get back here, and happy knitting. Bye.
I just can't wait to finish. I got the kitten knitting blues. No, I just can't wait to finish. That's why I got those kitten knitting blues.